We found a post on Twitter which asks a question. Who is the Clippers' third best player? Now, this is up for debate because the Clipper roster is fairly deep, and we know, well, at least I know, they are probably the team to beat in the Western Conference.
I agree with that. And I think it's a bit too soon to identify who the best player, third player is on the Clippers roster because Kawhi Leonard didn't play last season. So,
Mhm.
I mean, once they play together, then I'll be able to. And then they added John Wall to the roster. So, how do we determine what that looks like when I haven't seen John Wall play with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George? If he's the one, or Reggie Jackson with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George last season. I don't know. Is it Nicholas Batum? It could be anybody. It could be
Well,
anybody.
yeah. Well, first of all, John Wall, as great as he is, did not play last season, sat on the bench for the Houston Rockets and collected his 40 plus million. So we don't
True.
even know. And I'm
True.
hoping he's still the same player. But the truth is, we don't know what we're going to see from John Wall.
We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. However, the clips that they're posting on social media looks nice, but everybody do the highlights on social media. What
Hmm.
these low lights look like. Hopefully, we won't see them.
Yeah. Now, I think, Reggie Jackson has proven himself to be a pretty good point guard for the Los Angeles Clippers, but I'm seeing John Wall in the starting lineup right now. I'm not sure if Ty Lue is going to leave it that way. But now that I think about it, I have to agree with you a little bit from a previous video. I think Reggie Jackson deserves that spot.
Absolutely, I stand Reggie Jackson. Matter of fact, he's proven it for the past 2 seasons that he can most definitely lead this Clippers team, even with Kawhi Leonard the season before 2021 and Paul George. He can at least do something. He can at least, he is veteran enough. If he don't start in any game, he better start against the Lakers because the way he knows how to switch and get his matchup. The highlight for me was when Reggie Jackson skipped across the court and said, "I want you to defend
Uh-huh.
me so I can go get this basket to win this game." So, but I think that Reggie Jackson deserves to start the season as a starter. Now, is he their third? Will he be their third best player? I don't know, but I think he's earned the right to start at the top of the season, from my opinion.
Mhm. Now there's Robert Covington and also Norman Powell,
No.
Norman Powell, he's a fantastic player coming from the Raptors.
Again, I think it's too soon to answer this question fairly. Because actually, if I wanted to be honest, I'm thinking in my mind, I'm wondering when they pose this question, are they considering that it should be John Wall? Do they even need a third player? Do the
Oh.
Clippers even need a third best player? Because as long as Paul George and Kawhi Leonard does their parts, and then the complementary pieces or the role players do their part, it may
Mhm.
just be enough. You may not need a big three in the Clippers nation. You just may not need a big three.
Yeah, it might be a collective effort to fill that third spot. Now, you mentioned if PG and Kawhi do their part, well, I think it really starts with whether or not they can stay healthy and play a
Mhm.
significant amount of games for the season. In particular, Kawhi Leonard, I mean, he missed all last season. Paul George missed a good portion of last
Mhm.
season. So it's really too early. We don't even really know what PG and Kawhi look like
Mhm.
consistently on the court together,
Mhm.
let alone a third best player.
That's facts. I can support that 100%. And I'm quite sure that same statement can be made across multiple teams. But for this team in particular, yeah, I agree. I agree. So I think that this question is premature, right? Any answer can probably change by December. You know, Unlike some teams, going in, the Brooklyn Nets, their big three has been established. What is it? Kyrie, KD, and Ben Simmons, right? Some teams already come into the league with an established big three. Theirs have not been established yet. I don't even know really if it's going to be necessary for this roster.